Yo, peace to the planet. Alright. Yo, peace to the planet. And this is definitely a time where the planet needs peace. But it probably needs a lot more than peace. It needs sanitizers and paper towels and toilet tissue and everything to make it back clean again. You know, like Trump said, he wanted to make America great again. It's like we got to make America clean again, because this is like madness. It's like this is obviously the most trying time of our generation. What I want people to know is that, and my head getting cut off it, but what I want people to know is that this is not the first time we've had like a pandemic. It's also another one, I didn't fact check, but it happened in 1918, and it wiped out millions of people. If I remember correctly, it was like 30 million people. So it's not the first time, but my theory, and it's don't even got to be a theory, it's probably a fact that, you know, the government and the world is population control. So they had something come, the coronavirus, COVID-19, had it come from China and had it travel across the world, and now it's, at this time in this video, it's hitting the United States. So now it's like, you know, I live in New York, so we just hit with like 10,000 cases, and like 6,000 was released, and then I think we had like 400 who was killed. It's like the numbers are just, it's staggering. It's kind of like 9/11, you know. And my whole thing, I kind of wonder what the end game is going to be, because this has to travel across the whole country, and we're sitting in the middle of the end of March. When it gets warmer, it's going to be more, because anybody who know a little bit about science, pathologic, I can't even say the word, but the germs, they produce more in the summer. So I was actually, I was watching something about the NBA season, because they was talking about bringing it back by the summer, but then they're like, okay, so what if you start the season in the middle of June, and then we have another wave of this, and then we have to go back and reset that whole thing. So it's a lot to go on, a lot to think about. Like, just kind of wondering where it's gonna end at, but I worry about how many people who aren't going to make it. Just hearing the amount of people that died in Italy and China. I mean, China said they got it together, so that's cool. But in New York, we're going on a shutdown, so it's gonna be, we're gonna have to go through that same thing here. And it's like, where does this end? You know what I'm saying? And even on another note, just thinking about people who working and out of work. Oh, that's the other point I wanted to get. Like, so now you got people who's not going to be working, people in low income areas who living paycheck to paycheck. How are they going to survive and get through these times, you know? And then they're telling you not to go outside, and you can't be in packs of people. Oh, and then we got the military coming over here. Who knows what the military is going to do? I could tell you all my theories about the New World Order and how does that work out, and how I've talked about this stuff since like 2007, 8. You can look on my old Mogul blogs. I always talked about this, and it's like what I know they're gonna do. I ain't gonna even censor it. This is what I feel is going to do. What they doing? They're gonna put you're put in isolation right now. So you're by yourself, or it's families by themselves. It's not a lot of groups of people, because they don't want you in groups of people of more than 50 or something like that. It's easy to kill somebody. I'm not saying the military is going to kill, but it's easier to kill people when they're solo. So I feel there's a lot of that going on, and I think people need to be aware, be a little bit scared, but I also feel like be prayed up, you know, whoever your higher power is, because it's gonna get worse, way worse, before it get better. Like, I think a lot of people can relate. Like, every day you just don't know what the next day is. You're like, all right, how many people, that's why you can't be scrolling your Instagram and your Facebook all day, because that shit get in your head and you start getting worried and, but I think with the amount of people who getting infected, you need to have a little bit of worry. So, yeah, that's it. I really got on that. But I want to say, like, make sure y'all know the symptoms: runny nose, slurred speech, shortness of breath, chest pain, what else? Fever. Oh, it starts with a fever. Fever will go away, lead to other symptoms. So, lead to the chest pain. And so if you're somebody who don't have fevers and don't have runny noses, like me for instance, make sure you get checked ASAP, because it's not a game. It just as it's traveling across the country, the world, it's going to travel in your body that quickly. So hopefully the government do what they got to do, make sure there's enough tests for everybody and enough. There's no vaccine, but hopefully, your body immune system is strong enough so that it could fight it off, because that's pretty much what they're telling you at this point. Hopefully your immune system's strong. So if you're somebody like me, like, I had a bunch of illnesses in the past, and I'm older, so it's a threat to me, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be a threat to like a 25-year-old who's like super healthy, but it's also a threat to somebody who's 65 years old with dementia, heart disease, whatever have you. So, but hopefully everybody stays safe, stay with the people who you love, again, stay prayed up, and that's it. So if this is the last edition of the Mogul blog, which I hope it's not, I'll talk to you soon. Shout out to Monet.